we go again. Oh wow, I used the whole recording for the Ben songs thing. This is for the same Ben song I did everything else. Yeah, it's not important. I'm just going to get on with this shit. Alright. Got that from bensound.com. I'm going to talk about this. Because I ended up getting this recently, which has this in it, and I didn't know this was in there. I wouldn't have bought it. Now I feel kind of stupid. Because I bought the story twice. Because the very end of this is that story. Derp. I'm not going to get into a full review of all the stories that are in it, because it has... Yeah, it's a collection of what I think are cool stories. And yes, I'm going to get my content my way. I decided to go into this review because, well, I was going to record stuff at the convention, but I didn't get much, because it is what it is. It has this Death of the Universe thing, which I guess was the final part of the graphic novel thing that was a collection of the 12-issue thing. I don't really know for certain. It's a good story where the universe is about to end, and Master Menace tries to come back and save the universe, but fails. And they were destroying their utopia because they kept dismantling their utopia project because that failed. And you can find them on the internet. There's a podcast about it. Pulp to Pixels, yeah, I'm sure they're really thrilled that I'm mentioning them, but oh well, fuck it, tough shit. Hypron gets a little better in this, and it's no longer the dark versions of them, and they have Scarlet Centurion. They're actually doing something with him now, even though he's more like Kang than anything I can think of from DC. Redstone dies in this, sadly, and so does Inertia. But yeah, it's cool. It's a cool thing, and they bring back the Ninth Man from Marvel came out back when the Thing was like the hot shit. You know, and everybody wanted to read the Thing, and it was a cool little comic book story. And eventually, freaking Arcana, who is basically this world's version of Zatanna, has to give up her son because he's the most powerful mage. And he had the Squadron Supreme thing from the guy who was there who died in his story, the guy with blindfold guy. Basically Dr. Fate. Anyway, her son changes places with the Ninth Man and then goes into space and does his shit. Basically saves their universe and goes other places, and somehow Master Menace, before teleporting himself out, said something to knock Squadron Supreme to the regular universe. So you have the story from the Avengers. I'm not going to go into those three. And Inertia ends up... Not Inertia. What is it? Haywire ends up staying. Because of course he does, but he doesn't stay with the Avengers. That would be a cool thing, but he doesn't. And then I have the New World Order story where they're now having to fight off the very government they put together, but didn't have time to disassemble because of Master Menace's plans. And then Master Menace takes over, but then a new world government is elected, and they knock him out of power and just use him as a figurehead to do their shit. So yeah, it's an interesting story. It's got a lot of good stories in it. I'm not going to go into a full reading of it or review because I'm just doing my thing right now. And yes, I'm wearing the zipper dress today. Deal with it. Anyway, basically gives an interesting little story. Oh, that's kind of cool. This was all done. The whole thing was finished before 1999, so now the new SGW shit that's now entering the comic world for reasons is coming to bear in this. It's just kind of a cool story with cool characters, and I'm sure it meant to lead to different things with different characterizations of people being. You know, it had like the whole interesting story that Mark Grunwald, I think. Yes, Grunwald and Ryan. I don't know why Ryan wasn't a bigger star. His art was awesome, but whatever. And before you start looking at it with today's eyes, remember this was like the 80s he was doing this shit. And they have the Thor story in which evil Hypron fights good Hypron, and Master Menace first appears, except he's just he's just him in a hat. And yes, Master Menace is basically a pastiche of freaking Lex Luthor. Actual Lex Luthor. Not whatever that was in BVS. At any rate, if you get a chance, read it.